Private Aiden Carter, step forward, please, for services above and beyond to the channel. I am now promoting you to a Sergeant Carter.
Thank you, sir.
We're in Spitzkorp. This is Canberra, the National Boer War Memorial. The class of Terry Carter. This is his brother, Aidan Carter, and my son, Heston Carter. It's the end of April, May the 1st, tomorrow. We're in Canberra. It's a deluge of rain. And this is where it all began, the Boer Memorial. The 4 light horsemen. No doubt one of them was the breaker himself. That looks like the breaker there, Heston. That must be Peter Hancock. Boer War 1899 to 1902. Let's scroll and start here, Hess. The plaque reads, the Australian colonies provided troops to fight in the Boer War in South Africa, 1899 to 1902. From 1901, the conflict became the first in which we fought as a nation. The National Boer War Memorial is a synthesis of art and landscape that was designed by Group GSA in association with Jane Kavanagh. The memorial's design and construction was enabled through contributions from the Australian people, raised initially by the Royal Australian Armed Corps and then by the National Boer War Memorial Association, the Australian Departments of Defence and Veteran Affairs. Dedication of the memorial on the 31st of May 2017 marked the 115th anniversary of the end of the Boer War. The plaque was unveiled by His Excellency the Honourable Sir Peter Cosgrove, Governor-General of the Commonwealth of Australia. Now here's something for Cherry and the readers, Hess. We've got some poetry from A.B. Patterson, 1902, famous bush poet known as Banjo Patterson. And this is what he writes. When the dash and the excitement and the novelty are dead, and you've seen a load of wounded once or twice, and you've watched your old mate dying with the vultures overhead, well, you wonder if the war is worth the price. And down along Monaro now, they're starting out to shear. I can picture one excitement and the row. But they'll miss me on the Lachlan when they call the roll this year, for we're going on a long job now. Banjo Patterson, 1902, Hess. We've got some parts here, Hess.
Yeah. You scan across it.
It says the war began October 11, 1899 with the Boer invasion of the British territories of Natal and Cape Colony. Its first stage involved traditional military operations, and Britain suffered several early defeats. The second stage began in February 1900 when a 40,000 strong British force launched a major counter-offensive. By September, most of the major Boer population centres had been captured. Because of this, the Boers fought the war's final stage using guerrilla tactics that exploited their local knowledge, the strong support and assistance from the civilian population, and the mobility provided by their horses. These tactics initially proved successful. However, many South African colonial and other units, along with Australian and New Zealand mounted troops, played an important role in countering them. Eventually, mobile columns, combined with a massive system of barbed wire fences and blockhouses, curtailed Boer freedom of movement. Local support was removed by relocating large numbers of Boer civilians into camps, where overcrowding and poor administration led to numerous deaths. Deprived of support and unable to move freely, the Boers surrendered. The Peace of Vereeniging, signed on May 31st, 1902, made the Boer republics part of the British Empire in return for a promise of future self-government. The promise was honoured in 1910.
G'day Cherry, it's your nephew here, reporting from Albury on the New South Wales Victorian border. I'm here at the Albury Memorial. It's a fantastic memorial. Each of these plaques represents a conflict that Australia's been involved in. We'll head over to the Boer Memorial plaque. It says, in honour of the men and women who served Australia in time of conflict during the Boer War 1899 to 1902, lest we forget. It is believed that about 16,000 Australians fought in the Boer War. A small number of Australians are known to have fought on the Boer side. The nature of the conditions under which the war was fought can be deduced from the fact that in the Australian contingents, 282 were killed in action or died from wounds, while 286 died from disease and another 38 died of an accident or from other unknown causes. 6 Australians received the Victoria Cross and many others received other decorations. It's a huge monument. We make our way over here. We can find individuals, local individuals to Albury, I'm assuming, who participated and died in these conflicts. Up here, GNR B. Gowin died in South Africa, 29th of November 1900, aged 25. So yeah, that's the Albury War Monument. signing out.
Yeah. Private Heston Carter, step forward, please. For services above and beyond for the channel, I am now promoting you to Lance Corporal Carter.
Oh, thank you, sir.
The Palazzi Memorial. The ceremony of unveiling the monument erected in Newtown Park in memory of Corporal J.F. Palazzi of the New South Wales 1st Contingent Mounted Rifles, who fell at Palmytfontein, South Africa on July the 19th, 1900, eventuated on Saturday last. The proceedings were of a particularly quiet nature. Included among the audience were the Mayor of Wagga and a couple of aldermen, Mr. James Gormley, MP, and the Secretary and Treasurer of the movement, Messrs. S. Sullivan and W. J. Daly, and members of the deceased soldier's family. The monument, which is of marble, is of the usual type, stands about 10 feet in height, and is erected in the centre of the park. On the side facing the main entrance from the Fox Street, a helmet, bayonet and rifle are carved, and below the following inscription is neatly executed. Erected by the comrades and admirers and family to the memory of J.F. Palazzi of New South Wales 1st Contingent, MR, who fell at Palmytfontein, South Africa, the 19th of July 1900, aged 22 years. That's from the Riverina Times, Hay Standard and Journal of Water Conservation, Hay, New South Wales, on the 16th of December 1901. Inscription on the front of the monument reads, erected by comrades, admirers and family to the memory of Joseph F. Palazzi of New South Wales 1st Contingent Mounted Rifles, who fell at Palmytfontein, South Africa, the 19th of July 1900, aged 22 years, for his Queen and country. The monument commemorates Corporal Joseph F. Palazzi, who was killed in action during the South African Boer War. Joseph Palazzi and his brother were members of the Wagga Wagga Infantry Company and were both among the first men in New South Wales to volunteer for service in the Boer War. Private Brian Lauder, step forward, please. I am now promoting you to Corporal Brian Lauder, for services beyond and above the call of duty to the channel.
Oh, thank you, sir.
Step back now. Over.